Yeah.
See the game last night, Celtics?
Yes,
Great game.
that was,
Getting more and more excited just watching Mason throw and sort of seeing more of what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, the passing game is definitely behind the running game. I think the running game has looked pretty decent so far. The defense is doing a good job against the passing game, and so it's difficult. You know, our defensive ends are, really good. So we got to do a better job in protection. But yeah, there's definitely some flashes of what it can be. So I'm just really happy with the way these guys approach every day. It's a great group to coach. They work very hard. They're smart. They learn. They pay attention in the meetings. There's not a lot of missed assignments. It's more just execution errors than it is missed assignments. So that's a good sign. And both sides of the ball are very competitive. So it's been good so far. Yeah.
I guess just talk about the balance that he's going to have between the dual, like his ability to run and make plays off schedule, and then also kind of be the sort of quarterback that I feel like you've wanted most of your quarterbacks to be, just stay in the pocket. And
yeah, no, he's definitely going to be more than that. You know what I mean? But we have to have balance.
Yeah.
We're always going to strive for balance. But his skill set is he's got a very dynamic skill set. So we're working it and trying to make sure that we're doing the right things for him. And I think so far we're on the right track. There's some things that we have to clean up as coaches too. But he's done an excellent job. But yeah, no, we have to be balanced. We have to be able to throw the football and run the football. And I think he's the guy you can do it with, no doubt. And Grayson's done a good job too. Grayson Wilson's really done a good job too, and it's been good, fun to coach him, no doubt.
You guys ran a ton of 2 tight end sets last year with Kalen and Jeremiah. How do you hope not only that Kalen can improve on a great freshman year, but that a guy that Cameron Kosman can step into that role as well?
Yeah, Zeke Moore, Kalen, obviously, Kosman, even some of these younger guys. Danny Edgehill's coming back from injury, Brady Clough. DJ John. I mean, we have some guys that are really. You saw a lot of that 12 personnel out there today because we have some injuries at receiver. But yeah, we're excited. I love 12 personnel. I like 13 personnel. So yeah, we'll keep developing that. But yeah, we're very excited about that group of guys.
so Christian Phillips getting after it today in the run game, really kind of dominating guys, pulling.
Yeah.
What did you like about the offensive line just as a whole, and Kurt Anderson as well?
Yeah, very, very excited about the offensive line. Didn't really know what to expect because a lot of new guys, right? A lot of new guys up front. But they're really working hard. They're working together. Kurt does a great job. He's an excellent line coach. They're coming off the ball, and it's been good. There's obviously there's things we have to clean up, but the defense has done a good job too. So, and there's good players on defense, so they make plays once in a while. We make plays, but I'm really happy with the progress of the O-line, no doubt.
I was actually going to ask about them too, but they seem to have a toughness to them, an edge. Do you coach that, or is that just something they have?
I think they, yeah, we always try to coach that. I don't think there's any doubt we have to, you have to have a little bit of an edge in the game of football, right? But these guys, they definitely, you can see that so far. They do. They're excited about practice. They're excited to come off the ball. They're really learning well. There's not a lot of missed assignments, like I was saying to Graham, and so I'm very happy with their progress so far. Yeah.
you kind of said the running game's a little bit ahead maybe of the passing game. Like, what does that actually look like to you? How do you identify that?
I think that I just identify it really by more success. There's been more successful plays in the running game than in the passing game. And that's probably the way it should be, to be honest with you, this early in spring, doing a lot of different things. It's a brand new offense, doing a lot of different things. So, yeah, it's a little bit ahead. I think I think we have really good backs that have done a good job, and the line is doing a decent job in the run. I think protections have been an issue because Coach Roof really presents a lot of issues protection-wise, and then there's some really good players. You're blocking Chris Jones, you're blocking Demetrius Ballard, or you're attempting to Israel Oladipo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those guys are Boykin, the guys inside are doing a good job. KJ Sampson, Chris Maribel, there's young guys, Cameron McGee. Like it's a good group up front, and then there's a pressure package with Polano and Bodie Cahoon, and it's not easy to block. So I think that's where the passing game's a little bit behind.
Just as far as some of the younger backs like Bo and Mekhi, have you really seen them improve? Coming in a year or two.
Yeah, way better. They know how to practice. They understand the speed of the college game now. They both played last year, so that was good for them to get that experience. But they're much improved, and I think that's a real strength of ours is that running back room because you've got Evan, and you've got Nolan Ray, and you've got those two guys. There's a good rotation of guys there, and they're doing a really good job, and they all help us on special teams too. So that group of guys is really good. Then there's a young guy, Cedric Addison, who just got here in January that we think is going to be really good too.
In the spring, do you set goals or checkpoints for certain players, or you just let it unfold organically?
I think I just try to really emphasize Trevor one day at a time, like really pick one or two things as a player that you can get better at each and every day, and then that helps the position group improve, which then helps the unit improve, which then helps the team improve. So there's a progression. I don't set like specific goals for these guys, this guy, that guy. I don't really get into all that. I just want them to really work hard to improve. I think football is an improvement sport. It's all about who can get better the fastest. And so I really try to take that approach with these guys.
Two guys on defense, local guys, Josiah Griffin and Micah Amidi. What have you seen from them, and are you expecting kind of a step forward from them this year?
First of all, two great guys. Josiah Griffin, awesome teammate, great guy from New Bedford. Was a defensive end. We moved him into defensive tackle. I think he's in that rotation and doing some good things. Gives us some value in the pass rush inside. Done a really good job. Micah Amedi, I think, has got a really bright future. Another local guy from Brockton, played at Severian. Awesome guy, tough, violent player. Really like the way he plays, and he was starting for us last year, and then he broke his thumb, and he was out. But he's had a good spring so far, and it's a good group of guys there.
Coach, I saw Andy Quinn have some deep punts this morning. How have you seen his growth and development in the last year?
Yeah, we have high expectations for him. We think he's really good. It's tough inside. We got to get outside with the punt because you hit the ceiling, so you don't really know. But you can tell when a guy does hit it right. So he hits a lot of them right, and so he can direct it. He's a really good athlete, so he's athletic back there, which is huge for us, and an awesome guy. So, yeah, we have high expectations for Andy.
Just sticking with special teams, having a guy like Luca back after what he did last year. I mean, the first month of camp, you guys didn't have a kicker. How nice is it this time of year to know you have him?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, with Andy and Luca, you got two guys that are really, really good. I mean, Luca's one of the best in the country. He had a great year, and he needs to build on that. He's got great poise. I say this all the time about him. He's got really good poise. He's got a great demeanor. He's very athletic. He's worked hard to get stronger, and I think he's going to have a really good year.
You've been watching the WBC, and are you filling out a bracket? Got to ask about those.
I can't do the bracket.
Not
Can't
allowed.
do that. Not
Okay,
allowed.
fair.
Not allowed.
In your head, you have
No brackets. No
Not to
brackets.
say how it is.
No, but I am watching the WBC.
Nice.
Right now, Tufts Baseball is in Trinity, Texas, playing. They just took 2 out of 3 from Trinity, which is a really big thing. They're a good baseball program. So Tufts is 7-1. So I've been watching them. You can get them on YouTube, and then I flick back and forth to the WBC, Paul Skeens. Is he unbelievable or what?
Yep, seriously.
And then obviously Roman hitting that bomb. What a player he is. And then the championship game's tonight, right? So I'll be tuning in tonight. Yeah.
Is your kid started at Tufts?
He started one game. He's 1-0. He came in relief of a game, the first game against Trinity, and lefty pitcher. He's doing really good. Yeah, he loves it. Loves Tufts. Loves baseball. I love baseball too, but sometimes my attention span. I have to get up and move around because baseball you got a lot. You got to pay attention.
Well, I'll be covering Tufts pretty soon.
Nice.
Joy and I started a baseball site.
Oh, nice.
I don't know
Good.
why. We have
Oh,
too much
yeah.
other shit going on.
Yeah, you'll be busy, busier than you are now.
Just one last thing on
Yeah.
did you have any sort of conversation with Craig just about how you guys are going to approach training and I guess limiting injuries this upcoming year? Just because I know that was
Yeah.
a big thing that hurt you guys obviously last
Yeah,
season.
it's a tough thing. We've implemented some things, through the training room, new treatment. Joe Van Allen's been huge on that, and so I think we're doing a good job of trying to prevent injuries, soft tissue especially. Some of the injuries are hard to prevent, right? If a guy tears his ACL, or a guy breaks an ankle or breaks his arm or breaks his thumb, that's tough, right? That's bad luck. But we're trying to do as good a job as we can with soft tissue, also with good weight gain, making sure that these guys. Catherine Carbeck has been awesome, our nutritionist, in helping us figure out what the right foods are to teach these guys how to eat correctly. So I think that's been big. So I think we're on the right track with that. Yeah. And then the GPS. So Tevin Geddes, who works for Fitzy, he does a great job with the catapult and monitoring these guys' player loads and things like that, which we got to do a good job of that. That's a big thing, and I think we're on the right track with that too.
one more for me, pro day next week. Were you
Second.
surprised Lewis Bond didn't get an invite to the combine?
Yes, very surprised. He had a great Senior Bowl. He's one of the best players in the history of this program. He should have been invited to the combine, no doubt about it. But, that's the way it works. It doesn't, there's guys that don't go to the combine to get drafted, and I anticipate him being drafted. I think he's a tough guy. He can run. He's dependable. He catches the football. He'll block for you. He'll be on special teams. He's the perfect, in my opinion, NFL type of player, when it comes to that position. He'll play in the slot, he'll play outside. He'll do whatever the team asks him to do. He'll do what's best for the team. Great teammate, he was a captain here. So I think he'll do a good job. And then you got Jude Bowery, who I think has had a good offseason. Logan Taylor has had a good offseason. They both did a good job at the combine from what I heard. And then guys like Kevin Klein, they're gonna work out, and I think there's a few other guys. But we're excited about Pro Day. Should have a good turnout here.
Any final ones, guys?
Nobody's gonna ask me about Zach Allen?
You can
That
talk
was
about
Zach
it if you
here?
want.
That's his
Zach
name.
Allen
Yeah,
just
no.
spoke to the team, and I think
You're
that's
clapping, is that?
Yeah, it's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Allen is here. He works out in the weight room. I think he's getting married this weekend on campus here, and he just did a great job speaking to the team, and that's what BC's all about, right? This guy was recruited out of Connecticut. I think he got recruited by some really good schools, but in the end, he chose Boston College. His first year didn't play much. He said the highlight was a fair catch on a kickoff return against NC State. He was thinking about transferring, but at that time you couldn't transfer. He had to sit out a year. So he hung in there. Wyatt Ray and he were roommates, 2 NFL players, and they hung in there. And Ben Albert was his coach, and the rest is history. And so I think those are the guys. And I think we have a few guys, on our football team that I think can eventually be like that. But Zach Allen, just a great example of what BC football is all about. So we really appreciate him being here today. He did a great job speaking to the team. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep. Thanks for being